Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us. This is very exciting. Happy to see so many smiling faces joining us today. My name is Batanya Magalhaes, and I am Textron Systems Manager of Corporate Communications. We are delighted to welcome all of you on behalf of Team Ripsaw as we unveil the U.S. Army's Wingman of the Future. So today, you are going to hear from 4 of our leaders. You will hear from Jeff and Mike Howe, founders of How and How, and Textron Systems Senior Vice Presidents. You'll hear from Lisa Atherton, who is President and CEO of Textron Systems, and you'll hear from David Ray, who is President of FLIR's Government and Defense Business Unit. For our friends from the media, be sure to stick around at the end of our formal presentation. We're going to have our leaders available for Q&A until about 11:30. So don't run off. Go ahead and stick around with us here for a few minutes. And after the event, we'll have some additional live opportunities with our touchscreen and our VR. So with that, let's get the main event started. To begin, it is my very great pleasure to welcome to the stage the original disruptors in ground robotics, Jeff and Mike Howe.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my word, I am so excited today. The original disruptors. This is really, I want to talk a little bit, not really about this, we're going to get to this, but I want to talk about what people want to hear is a little bit of where we came from and some real irony that today plays in this exact location. Back in 2005, we had a great experience. We were entered into the DARPA Grand Challenge 2005. That's kind of where it really started. We did pretty well in the DARPA Grand Challenge. 150 teams, we placed 39th. We were really happy with that. But what it proved then was we were a completely all-volunteer team, right? My brother and I were still working our day jobs. Back in 2005, we surrounded ourselves with what we thought was the best, which is, volunteer teams from universities to try to put something in motion in the DARPA Grand Challenge 2005. Now, the irony of this whole thing is this. 14 years later, well, in 2005, we got then invited to the Washington Auto DC show in 2005. Because of that DARPA Grand Challenge. We were one picked 3 of 150 teams. Now, the irony is, 14 years ago, we had a Ripsaw 1 right over there on the basement floor. 14 years ago. And why I say this is because it's really important to understand that we created this from the ground up and with hard work and dedication. And now 14 years later, we have something behind us that Mike and I cannot be more proud about. We're super excited. And with that, I'll kick it over to Mike.
Thank you, everybody. We are honored to be here. I want to back it up actually 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years before that, and give a little bit more history. So, when 9/11 happened, the trade towers fell, my brother and I looked at each other and we said, what are we going to do? We have to do something. And at that moment, we decided to make an oath. And it was an oath that we did. We shook hands just like this and we said, you know what? We're going to do what we can do for the U.S. soldier. We're going to create a higher standard of ground mobility. That was in 2001. Somehow we're going to do it. 18 years later, we have this. 5 generations later, we have this. Now, 18 years, for me, feels like kind of a long time.
Sure.
But you know what? Those 18 years, I wouldn't give up 1 year. I wouldn't give up 1 year. It took 18 years. It took 18 years of failure. It took 18 years of success. And it took 18 years of learning from each of those failures and all those successes to create the 5th generation Ripsaw, and a generation Ripsaw that will serve the U.S. Army soldier. It has the highest standards we believe that you can get from a tracked vehicle, the highest mobility standards. That's what we have pledged ourselves to do to make sure that this Ripsaw is going to be the best vehicle for the U.S. soldier 5 generations later. But we knew it was going to take a team. We knew when the U.S. Army came out with its requirements for the RCV, it was going to take a team. It was going to take more than just what Jeff and I had. We had the vehicle, but we were going to need a team. And we looked for that team, and we finally found that team. That team is an amazing team. It's the dream team. It's a team made of doers. It's a team made of dreamers. And it's a team made of disruptors. And this team came together and actually made the Ripsaw M5 what it is today. It's a team that's mission-centric. It's a team that's not about self. It's not about what company's doing this, what company's doing that, what factory's doing this. It's about the mission to create the first futuristic robotic vehicle for the ground soldier. We are truly honored to produce this vehicle for the soldier. Thank you, guys. And with that,
bringing together the dreamers and the doers with proven success in extreme mobility, multi-domain unmanned systems, robotics, autonomy, ISR, and systems integration. We're ready to equip our warfighters with a robotic combat vehicle that will push beyond the human formation, extending the capabilities and reach of our forces across multiple missions. With extreme mobility and decisive lethality, we are dreamers, doers, disruptors. Team Ripsaw. Meet your future wingman, Ripsaw M5.
Clearly, we are so wicked proud to introduce this Ripsaw M5 to you. I'm Lisa Atherton of Textron Systems, and I'm joined here with David Ray, President of FLIR Government and Defense. If you can't catch the passion from Mike and Jeff Howe, you better check your pulse, because this team has come together to show we're truly 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. Just over a decade ago, as they shared, they delivered their first generation Ripsaw to RDECOM. And here we stand today with that 5th generation. The sweat equity that they have invested in this system perfects the requirements for today that are scalable for the future. At Textron Systems, we bring decades of heavy vehicle combat manufacturing experience, but also over 1.5 million hours of unmanned systems and command and control experience in the air and the sea. Coupled with FLIR, the world's sixth sense, the largest provider of unmanned ground systems, over 7,500 systems in the Department of Defense, and the premier provider of intelligent sensing solutions for the commercial autonomous vehicle market. Together, this partnership and our focused investments provide a solution that optimizes the robotic combat vehicle for both the light and the medium. Capability without compromise. This provides a multi-mission ready platform that is modular and scalable, with in-field reconfiguration based on the mission that the soldier faces of the day. As you can see here on the flat deck design, configured today with a Kongsberg MCT-30 turret, but it's also easily interfaced with a medium caliber cannon, a Crow's Javelin, anti-aircraft systems, or used as route clearance, breaching, IED defeat, and that is just the beginning of what we can do with this system. Its digital backbone, providing an enduring architecture that will allow us to future-proof the system to spiral in autonomous solutions as they become available, such as the Robotic Technology Kernel, or the RTK. These scalable robotic solutions have already been demonstrated in teleoperation, waypoint navigation, and leader follow operations. This electric hybrid drivetrain allows for silent drive and silent watch, such as when we moved it into this convention hall earlier in the week. This is no mock-up. This is a working, operating prototype. But make no mistake, Its aggressive mobility will reach speeds of well over 40 miles per hour, and I think she still has a little more to give. And while intelligent autonomous systems and aggressive mobility are key, 360-degree perception is paramount to make key decision-making. I'd like to pass it over to David Ray to discuss how we've integrated that into our M5.
Good morning, everyone. As Lisa said, my name is David Ray. I'm president of the Government Defense Business Unit at FLIR Systems. FLIR is proud to be teamed with Textron Systems and How to offer this very important technology to our warfighters. We believe strongly in the combined DNA of this team, made up of system integration experts, vehicle design masters, and our role providing best-of-breed sensors and unmanned solutions. FLIR has integrated real-time situational awareness technology into every aspect of the Ripsaw M5. As I'd like to say, we're bringing the future into the present. Let me just take a moment to discuss some of the technology we've integrated into this vehicle. First, our 360-degree situational awareness solution is based on a low-cost technology matured from our experience in the automotive industry working with autonomous vehicles. This makes the platform much easier to operate and will allow for future capability as the need for sensors arise around the 360 capability. It's comprised of EO and IR 360-degree situational awareness that allows combat teams to detect and track threats day and night. Next, our Ripsaw M5 uses FLIR's unmanned tethered and untethered airborne system, FLIR's R80D Skyraider, which incorporates one of the fastest, most powerful embedded AI computing devices available in the small UAS market. Configurability between tethered and untethered allows and enables a user to decide how best to use their system based on mission needs. Our unmanned ground vehicle, as we call our SUG-V, deploys directly off of the M5 to deliver highly mobile solutions with dexterous manipulations for mounted and mobile operations. With a 1,000-meter range, we're able to extend standoff and really give our warfighters what they need for a multitude of missions. And lastly, for reconnaissance, surveillance, and target acquisition, our 280 HD gimbal provides reach-out capability to positively ID threats far beyond UASs. On board also is our neural network capability to identify enemies at maximum distance, giving troops a tactical edge while reducing operator workload. In short, I'd like to say our team, Textron Systems, How, and FLIR, are delivering capability without compromise. Lisa?
Thanks, David. So as you can see, Team Ripsaw has tried to pack and think about everything that the soldier might need, but we've also designed it as technologies evolve, we can bring more to the fight. We have the experience, the heritage, and the motivation to scale up rapidly for the United States Army Robotic Combat Vehicle. The sooner we can get this in the hands of the soldier, the sooner we can perfect how those systems will interoperate in the battlefield, providing the advantage the soldier needs and deserves. We are focused on optimizing the medium and light to ensure this capability without compromise that David talks about. Our enduring architecture ensures that the system will evolve. Please take a few moments after we conclude to build your own Ripsaw on your own configuration that you'd like on our touchscreen, or visit our virtual reality center and see how you can, from firsthand, what it's going to do in the field. Thank you all very much for joining us. We hope you have a fantastic AUSA.